Dear teachers, this week and every week, we're here to say thank you. Thank you for being the inspiration behind every child as they learn, grow, and explore this now, more than ever-changing world in front of them. Thank you for being the consistent voice of hope, love, and compassion in their everyday lives. Without you, none of us would be where we are today. And with that, to you, our everyday heroes, our team at Wonder Workshop has some special messages we would like to share with you.
Thank you to Mr. Greenemeyer, my fourth grade teacher at Sundance Elementary in San Diego. You brought your guitar to the classroom and a love of reading to my world. For you and for all teachers who inspire us to build a better world, we thank you. Wonder Workshop wouldn't be here without you.
To the late Mr. Stansberry, thank you for always bringing humor and laughter into your classroom and helping to spark a curiosity for learning that I still carry with me each and every day.
Teachers are amazing. Teachers are superheroes. I owe my skill set to all the teachers that I've had from kinder all the way through graduate school. Each has helped shape me in a completely different way. It is why education is my passion still today. So from one educator to another, thank you for everything that you do, day in and day out.
Bernard Hieronymi made an impact in my life by telling me what was important and what was not. I owe my ability to stay focused to him. Teachers inspire me for what they do, for what they're passionate about, and for what we can all learn from them. Thanks a lot.
Mrs. Pia made an impact in my life as my high school music instructor and glee club conductor. I will always remember her as being firm and strict in conducting her classes, but also she was gentle and very kind. She showed me true meaning of commitment, dedication, and perseverance. She pushed me to the best of my abilities to hone my talents and embrace my love for music. So thank you, Mrs. Pia, and to all our educators who continue to motivate and inspire us.
I owe my love of history and civilization to my AP World History teacher, Miss Wall. I want to thank her for being a boss world history teacher who was a tough cookie, but she taught me to be deeply curious about why things happen instead of just memorizing what they are. And for that, I really appreciate my teacher, Miss Wall.
Dr. Kathleen Mahonen is the teacher who made a significant impact in my life. She was one of my professors of electrical engineering at Pennsylvania State University, where I spent 4 semesters attending her lectures, labs, and office hours. I learned from her that engineering is more than memorizing equations and answering theoretical questions correctly on exams. It's about solving real-world problems. Her lessons were engaging and hands-on, inspired by her years of industry experience rather than a purely academic approach. But the biggest impact she made on me was seeing her willingness to go above and beyond to help out any student achieve success in their studies, even in classes taught by other professors. Teachers like her have inspired me to challenge myself to never stop learning and to always share one's knowledge with anyone else who wants to learn.
The teacher that made an impact in my life was my 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Sarasol from Guam. So growing up as a kid, I would always draw a lot. I would make my own toys. I was a creative type, always doodling, always sketching. But it was Mrs. Sarasol who taught me that I could expand that imagination even further through reading and through books. And so she gave me my first book called My Side of the Mountain. And soon after that, I was reading everything I could get my hands on. So thank you, Mrs. Sarasol.
My high school teacher, Mr. Harold Carver, made an impact on my life by not only being an amazing teacher of literature and English, but also supporting my interest in computers by giving me unlimited access to the 2 computers we had in our school. Growing up in India in the 1980s, it was a significant expense for our small school in a small town to buy a PC. Mr. Carver never restricted access to those computers for students. When he saw me take an active interest in programming, he let me have access to the key to the room where the computers were kept. I spent hours programming after school and playing games too, And I think I owe my lifelong love for computer science to him. Mr. Kaur has also inspired me to similarly share resources and teaching openly with students around me. And somewhere I think he is an inspiration for me to bring that love for teaching and sharing to Wonder Workshop.
In honor of Teacher Appreciation Week, I'd like to send a special shout out to my middle school English teacher, Mrs. Frank. Mrs. Frank encouraged me to get involved beyond the classroom in extracurricular education groups and experiences. This support and encouragement helped shape my interests and success in high school and beyond. Thank you, Mrs. Frank.
I want to thank my middle school teacher, Miss Huang. Every day you inspired me and helped mold who I am. I'm so appreciative of all I have learned from you.
I want to thank Mr. Melvin for caring so much for my well-being when I was a student and caring for me even after I graduated and even until now. Thank you, Mr. Melvin.
My middle school math and science teachers, Mr. Holcomb and Ms. Hayes, helped me develop perseverance by providing guidance when needed, but also by letting me and inspiring me to struggle on really hard problems for basically as long as I needed to.
I want to thank my high school physics teacher, Mr. Cooley. So physics was the first subject I really struggled to understand. In the first 2 weeks of physics class, it was so difficult to me, I almost wanted to drop the class. But Mr. Cooley helped me through that struggle, and in the end, I finally understood physics and it led me to be the engineer that I am today.
I'd like to thank my college lecturer, Ms. Isabel, for being so patient with me, encouraging me to pick up different roles in event planning. And this actually allowed me to pick up different skill sets and knowledge while doing this event, so thank you.
The most influential teacher for me was Coach Dubzinski, who not only taught me how to play, but more importantly, taught me how to coach. Thanks, Coach Dubzinski.
Javier Medina made an impact in my life by teaching me patience and perseverance. Teachers inspire me to be more efficient and structured.
Throughout everyone's life, we have a mentor, we have a teacher, we have a parent, someone who is there for us that gets us through our hardest times, and someone who guides us and teaches us life lessons that we will always remember. For Teacher Appreciation Week, I'd like to thank my 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Gamble from Hillcrest Elementary School. Unfortunately, through the years, we've lost touch, and she hasn't seen what I've turned out to become, which was a teacher, because of her. And every single day, I thank her in my mind for guiding me and teaching me life lessons that have stuck with me throughout my entire life. So thank you, Mrs. Gamble, and thank you to all of the amazing teachers that are out there each and every day in whatever role you are as a teacher.
Michael Winsat was my drama teacher in high school, and he really helped bring out my interests in art as well as the analytical part of what art is and what art means to people. Because of him, Mr. Winsat, I've always been interested in how life influences and impacts art, and also the other way around. Thinking about relationships of things gives life a lot more meaning, I think.
Hi, all of my music and dance instructors were very influential in my life. I continued to play musical instruments and to be involved in the world of dance, even as an instructor after I left high school. And so I really want to thank all of those teachers who helped me along my path. They really made a difference in my life. Thank you.
A lot of teachers have had an impact on me and helped me learn, but one in particular that I want to thank is Mrs. Dole. Not only did you find ways to introduce us to subjects that many folks would think are beyond 3rd grade, like taxonomy and economics, but you gave us the tools that helped us take control of our own learning, like how to research and how to interview an expert. In my case, I developed a love for psychology in your classroom, as well as a sense of just how fun learning can actually be. And I can't thank you for that enough. So thank you, Mrs. Dole.
The teacher who had the biggest impact on my life would have to be my mother. She's taught high school English for 30 years, logging 10 years before giving birth to my siblings and me, and 20 since. And in that time, she not only imparted the rules of grammar in me, but also cemented a lifelong appreciation for teachers and teaching. I actually had the privilege of teaching in the same district as her when I worked part-time as a sub while in grad school. And it's impossible for me to imagine the arc of my life and career without her influence.
The most influential teacher in my teaching career was one that I met in high school way back when. Mr. Lorenz was my high school drafting instructor, taught architecture and engineering and technical drawing and stuff like that. When I went to look him up and see what he's up to later, I learned that he had passed away. He was an older gentleman when I first met him when I was in high school, and that was a long time ago, so I guess that should come as no surprise, but still caught me off guard. He taught me an awful lot about things that I still do today. Measure twice, cut once, that kind of thing, where you always made sure the details were taken care of, that it was cool to be neat and organized and stay on top of things, and I guess I will always own that. Yeah, Ron Lorenz, Elk Grove High School drafting instructor way back in the 80s.
We know being a teacher isn't an easy task, and your work, it doesn't go unnoticed. Through our years, and sometimes during difficult times, you've been there for us, and we want you to know that we will continue being here for you.